Welcome to UniCast, Adelaide University's student radio station. I'm Neelu Sharma, journalism lecturer and station director for UniCast. Today we're very lucky to be joined by the students of Charles Campbell College in South Australia. Now, in March this year, Team Fusion won the 2026 STEM Racing National Championships for Best Engineered Car and Best Manufactured Car. They've also now been invited as a result of that to compete in the 2026 World Finals in Singapore in October later this year, where they will represent Australia again. Now, the competition challenges students to design and engineer a miniature F1 car that's powered by a CO2 canister that can travel up to 80 kilometres per hour on a 20-metre track. Team Fusion were the only public school to represent Australia, and Charles Campbell College are the second South Australian school to win the national championships. And they've also achieved the second overall highest score in a professional class. Now, Team Fusion are currently also working with their industry experts to help them complete the portfolios, the car design and pit display design. But it doesn't stop there. They're also working with Diabetes SA, helping to raise money and awareness for type 1 diabetes. Welcome to UniCast, and I'd now like to welcome one by one every member of the group. We have Isaac, who is the aerodynamics engineer, Joey, the wheel and axle systems engineer, Maverine, project manager, Ruby, pit display manager, Aidan, the enterprise director, and Jackson, the sponsorship coordinator, and of course their coach and teacher, Daniel Marotti. So can you tell me, what is STEM racing?
STEM racing is an international competition that challenges students to design and engineer like miniature Formula One cars. The racing involves a 20-metre track with 2 to 4 cars powered by CO2 canisters. With the 20-metre track, often the race times are around a second, peaking at 80 kilometres an hour. And along with engineering, there's also the enterprise side to the competition. So the enterprise involves marketing, branding, sponsorship, team management, and the pit display, which is a booth at the competition which showcases all of our project deliverables.
So tell me, let's go through your individual roles now. Let's start with you. Tell me what your role is in the competition.
I'm Isaac and I'm the aerodynamics engineer.
I'm Marin, the project manager of the team.
I'm Aidan and I'm the enterprise director.
I'm Joey and I'm the wheel and axle systems engineer.
I'm Ruby, the pit display manager.
Can you tell me now, how did you qualify for the World Finals?
So to qualify for the World Finals, we went to the national finals in March, I think it was. And we, over 2 days of competition, we did racing and knockout finals and we presented all of our portfolios. And on the last day, they had the awards ceremony and we were able to get Best Engineered Car and Best Manufactured Car, I think it was. And then at the end, we were crowned the national champions. So we were invited to be part of the Team Australia for 2026 and head to Singapore for the World Finals.
Fantastic. How did you find out that you'd won?
So they have a really big awards ceremony at the last day of the competition and they go through all the awards that teams have won, and at the very end they announce the podium and, well, we were announced as the winners. So,
how is the competition structured when you go to Singapore in particular?
So in Singapore, for World Finals, it is roughly around a 7-week structure. So initially they start with the registration and live scrutineering. So at the World Finals, only 2 team members and our teacher for the competition gets sent into a room where they conduct the scrutineering for our 2 race cars that get given during registration. And so that goes off 2 days because of the mass amount of teams at the World Finals. So then following that day comes the opening ceremony where they introduce the overall structure and the areas and sections that we actually have our interviews and presentations during the competition, as well as the normally they reveal the champion trophy for the first place during the opening ceremony. And then within 1 to 3 days, they conduct all of the racing. So that's the Grand Prix racing for all the teams, and the various interviews. So that includes engineering enterprise, the media pit display interview, as well as project management interview, and our 10-minute presentations. So other than that, they also have the moments where they have the industry. So we have people from the industry that sponsor the competition at the World Finals, and they have them talk about their experience in regards to the STEM racing and what they do and how STEM racing got them into their careers. So they had people around project management, engineering, and other sponsors that were there. Additionally, after that, they have the knockout racing. So that's, I believe, roughly the top 32 or 16 teams, depending on the mass amount of teams they have at this World Finals. And then they'll announce the champions the following day, and then they'll have the dinner and the award ceremony for the roughly 5th day. And then following that, they'd have the after party, which all of the teams are available to attend, and then have the pit lane walk, which is exclusive for the STEM racing members, where they can talk to the real Formula One teams and the different garages which some teams are invited into.
How are you all feeling about going?
Very excited.
Very excited?
Yeah, pretty excited.
And it's everyone, all 6 students and your teacher as well?
Yes.
How is STEM incorporated into the competition?
Well, all the aspects of STEM, science, technology, engineering and math are involved in the STEM racing competition, mostly in the engineering side, where science and math are usually blended together in the form of the mathematical model and the different testing methods such as FEA and CFD. But there's also structural equations which can be done manually without a computer. Technology is also part of all the different software we use to test. And
what sort of software do you use?
Well, for the modelling we use Autodesk Fusion, and for the testing like CFD and FEA it's ANSYS Discovery and ANSYS Mechanical.
These are programs I've never heard of before. Are they sort of industry standard? Do you know much about how did you come about using those programs?
Yeah, they are industry standard, I believe.
Difficult to use, or did you get your head around it pretty easily?
Well, it does take a bit of practice, especially with Fusion, because there's so many modelling tools. You do have to kind of get used to using all of them.
Yeah. Was it fun to use as well, or was it all just really tricky each step of the way?
Once you get your head around it, it is pretty fun to use because there's so many different things you can do.
How do you build the race cars and how do they work?
So just like Joey mentioned before, we build the race cars using Autodesk Fusion. So we have like a prototyping process where we'll design several cars and use ANSYS Mechanical and ANSYS Discovery to do strength and wind tunnel simulations to evaluate what parts work best on all the prototypes and evaluate to a final car, which we will then manufacture with a CNC machine. There's a special material that the cars are actually made of. It's called polyurethane foam, which is like a sort of solid and rigid foam. And once it's CNC'd, there's like post-processing. So you have a sanding process, these are all like critiqued as well as part of the competition. So the better your sanding finish is, the higher points you will get. So that's also another thing to be cautious about. Then we have like a painting process, decal application to align with our team branding, and often with the wheels we get them outsourced, so we'll seek out into local businesses and request their services to manufacture our wheels for the competition.
I was just thinking, by what you've described so far, it just sounds like a full-time job. So how are you doing school and this major project as well?
It's a lot of time management. Time management is very important because the competition asks for a lot, especially to perform at the World Finals, but it's a good challenge, and the skills we learn from it we'll take into our future.
Absolutely. Is there a lot of after-hours work as well?
most definitely.
Most definitely. Okay, everyone's nodding in the room there. Thank you. So beside the race cards, besides that, what else do you need to do to complete for the competition itself?
So obviously the cart is the pinnacle of the competition, but we also have different portfolios which delve into the different aspects of the competition. Like we have Enterprise, which consists of branding, sponsorships, pit display, and then we have our engineering portfolio also. Then we do have the actual pit display itself, which Isaac touched on earlier. It's a booth where we display all of our project deliverables and our journey to getting to the World Finals. We then also have to prepare for different presentations. One of them is just a general verbal where we discuss, again, all of our project deliverables, what we've done throughout the competition. Then we also have more specific ones on engineering, enterprise, media with pit display. Yeah, I think.
What have you enjoyed the most during this whole process?
Well, I focus on pit display mainly. So I think what I'd say I enjoy the most is getting to design that and have fun and seeing how much I can experiment and be creative with all the information that we have to display.
Can I ask everyone around the room, just say your name as you answer. So what's been the most enjoyable part or powerful part of the process?
Well, for me, I'm Aiden. So a big part of my role as enterprise director is graphic design, which I really enjoy. Like, I got to design the logo and our team uniforms and all the key graphics for our portfolios and cars. And I just really found it. I actually didn't think I was much of a creative person until I took on the role of graphic design, but I actually really enjoyed it when I did it. And that's probably my favourite part of the competition so far.
Can I just dwell in to say, what was your inspiration for the logo and the colours and everything you put together?
Oh, well, our logo actually relates to our team. So it's made up of 6 trapeziums that form one hexagon. And as a team, we have 6 members, and 4 of them are enterprise members. So that's why there's 4 purple trapeziums, and the 2 yellow trapeziums represent Isaac and Joey, our engineers. So that's the meaning behind it.
Yes, meaningful and complexity there as well. Okay, how about you?
I'm Maverick, and as the project manager and team manager of the team, I guess a part of my job is to oversee everything that our whole team does. So other than having to manage the project overall, I also have to make sure all of them are on top of their own business. But I think something I enjoy is that all of us together as friends enjoy doing this program, and as a team have the end goal of going to World Finals. So as a team, we've been together for quite a few years now, and the end goal is to go to the World Finals and potentially become the world champions. So I guess something that I enjoy is that we always spend time together to actually reach that goal that we've all been seeking for a really long time.
How do you balance that? Because there's project management, so you're the manager, but then there's still this sort of group and friend dynamic. How do you balance out sort of the friendship aspect, but also keeping them on check? Are they delivering, and are they all working to the same speed and level?
I guess through my experience with them, all of them are quite different in the way their pacing of work is, and obviously the scope of their work is all going to be different. So honestly, I feel I'm quite lenient to all of them. However, I just let them do whatever they really want, because I know that they're confident in their own work and I'm confident in them.
Beautifully said. Thank you.
Engineering as a whole, I think, is pretty fun when you get your head around it. So learning all of the different softwares and actually watching it happen is pretty fun, especially with learning new stuff. Recently we learned ANSYS Mechanical, and we had experience with real mechanical engineers who came in and taught us some of their knowledge and experience with these industry standard softwares. So the skills that we carry on is good fun.
I'm Joey, and I think the most enjoyable part of the competition for me is actually going to the competition and competing, because you get to spend time with the team and explore what all the other teams have been doing. But there's also the interviews which challenge you, and it's also a very good learning experience.
So tell me, how can our UniCast listeners support your team?
There's actually a lot of ways that the UniCast listeners can get involved with our team. So obviously, a big part of the competition is our social media. So we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have X and LinkedIn. And so I'm sure if you just do a quick Google search of Fusion STEM Racing, all of our accounts will come up. And following us there is just like a really big way to help us. But along with that, we also have a GoFundMe.
Well, thank you very much. Any final words that someone would like to add?
Thank you. We'd just like to say thank you for having us, and thank you for everyone listening, and follow along with our journey and see where we go, I guess.
Well, wishing you all the best in the World Finals. Thank you so much. You're listening to UniCast, Adelaide University's student radio